was pretending to be pregnant.
This woman has spent more money on garbage than anybody else on earth.
To scam so many people with fake pregnancies and be a scammer overall, there's something going on with her.
Even their fans are upset at what they are doing.
Today, we're ranking the internet's most hated family influencers and explaining why their audience turned on them. So my goal this year is to give you guys double the amount of videos, and to do that, we gotta keep growing. So 70% of you guys aren't subscribed, which is actually less than last time. And it would mean the world to me if you did, and I promise to do my very best. I'm visualventure, and you are awesome. Fathering Autism. When Asa Moss created the Fathering Autism YouTube channel, he thought people would love it. But the opposite happened. Many people hated it. It got so bad that angry viewers demanded that the channel be shut down.
Knowing that Fathering Autism is a family vlog should be enough to set off alarm bells.
The problems with Fathering Autism started from day one because it wasn't like other vlogs. The videos showed Asa, his wife, and their 2 kids going about their daily lives. But unlike most family channels, this one wasn't about the whole family. Every video focused on one person, Asa's daughter, Abby, who has autism.
She is not autism. She is Abigail, enlightened. While I work to prepare her for the world, I will fight to prepare the world for her. I am an autism parent.
That's why it's called Fathering Autism. The channel gave viewers an up-close look at what it's like raising a child with autism. There were titles like Autism Nighttime Routine and How a Girl with Autism Talks.
So, nighttime routine for a 14-year-old girl with autism, nonverbal autism.
Asa and his wife claimed their goal was to spread awareness about autism and help other families raising kids with the condition. It seemed like a good cause, but a lot of viewers didn't buy it. They believed Fathering Autism wasn't about spreading awareness, it was about making money off Abby's condition.
For the past decade, they have spent their life turning their autistic daughter into content and using the platform they've grown off of exploiting their daughter to recruit people into a multi-level marketing company.
One viewer was so alarmed they posted a desperate plea online begging people to step in. The title read, "YouTuber exploiting his severely autistic daughter, please help." The post laid it all out, showing how Asa and his wife were making money. What concerns me is that a lot of his supporters are vulnerable people who send him money via Patreon and all these other platforms. A lot of autistic people have commented about how they don't like what he's doing, and he basically tells them their opinions aren't relevant despite claiming to raise autism awareness. But this is just one of the many complaints.
I do think that some of the things that they are doing likely are going to benefit their daughter, right? But in the end, we all know and we can all see through the fact that these people are just raking in bank to make big bucks, and they're using their daughter to do so.
But for many critics, the biggest problem wasn't the money, it was something worse. Viewers started to notice a disturbing pattern. It seemed Abby was being pressured to make videos.
You can tell wholeheartedly she doesn't like to be on camera. She tries to run.
In many instances, Abby's body language showed that she was uncomfortable being filmed. She tried to pull away, but her parents kept recording anyway. Because of Abby's condition, she didn't fully understand what was happening, so she couldn't agree to being filmed. But they didn't keep making videos. They made some questionable ones.
Soon, all I saw were clickbaity videos with shock value thumbnails and titles like "Autistic Girl Off Her Meds" and "Autism Pajamas and How to Stop Fecal Smearing."
And if clickbait wasn't bad enough, they sometimes shared things that should have never been made public. Like the time they filmed the video about how autism affected Abby's bathroom habits. That kind of thing should always be private, but they put it online for the world to see. Viewers were furious.
It began to feel like Asa was making a spectacle out of Abby, documenting her like an animal and putting her real life on blast for viewers to gaze upon like patrons at a zoo.
As more and more people started calling out Fathering Autism, the backlash became impossible to ignore. Then in 2024, something unexpected happened. The Fathering Autism channel suddenly disappeared. People speculated about what happened. Some thought YouTube finally banned them after too many complaints. Others believed the Moss family took the channel down to stop the backlash. Some even thought that they were hacked and celebrated. But the celebration didn't last long. Soon, Fathering Autism was back with an explanation.
So, we're back here. If you don't know, we got hacked. Our YouTube channel was hijacked. My Google account was hijacked.
Whatever happened behind the scenes, one thing was clear. Fathering Autism wasn't going anywhere. But they weren't the only controversial family on YouTube. You've probably heard of this next influencer, Alicia Doherty. At one time, Alicia Doherty was seen as a supermom. She filmed herself waking up at 5 a.m., making breakfast, packing lunches, and preparing dinner for her 12 children. People admired her, especially because 8 of her kids were adopted. She was even featured on TV, praised for giving these children a safe and loving home. Her channel, called The Doherty Dozen, amassed over 1.5 million subscribers. As viewers paid closer attention to her videos, their admiration for her slowly turned into anger.
Every single event that they've ever done for the last 3-4 years has been on a camera. Every single birthday, every present opened, every Christmas, every single school event, everything.
The first thing that upset viewers was how much Alicia shared about her kids, especially the private stuff. She had no problem revealing deeply personal details like their medical conditions, diagnoses, and personal struggles. This kind of oversharing left many wondering how her kids will cope later in life when their entire medical record is online for anyone to find. Viewers begged her to stop, but Alicia didn't just ignore the criticism, she made things worse. She released a video where she disclosed one of her adopted son's list of diagnoses all the way down to the traumatic homes he lived in.
You put all of those evaluations together over the past 12 years, and that's his full list of diagnoses.
Thousands of viewers complained on YouTube and Reddit. The top comments said, "What is she doing? How could any loving parent do this to their child? Is it because he's adopted? I wish TikTok would close her account. Our society is so messed up thanks to parents like her." It was clear people weren't inspired anymore. They were angry. But some thought they knew why Alicia was oversharing. She wanted to look good. They figured she was trying to paint herself as a heroic mom raising kids no one else wanted. In some videos, Alicia boasted how some of her children were deemed unadoptable. She called them trauma kids. She talked about how hard it was raising them.
The specific behaviors that we've dealt with because of this are explosive rage, such as screaming, crying, and breaking things for hours every day, lying, stealing, food hoarding, food binging.
But oversharing was just one of the things people complained about. Viewers also accused Alicia of being a shopping addict. Anyone who watches Alicia's videos knows one thing: she shops a lot.
Okay, Doherty Dozen last year spent over $950,000 that we know of on camera for a bunch of junk that she's likely just gonna throw out eventually.
She films herself buying mountains of fast food and blowing thousands of dollars filling up shopping carts at the grocery store. Alicia also insists on buying things in 12s because she has 12 kids, even if not all of the kids need that product. Viewers think that's just wasteful and she's teaching her kids that money is unlimited. Alicia even admitted that she didn't care whether the kids ate or not. She just wanted to film them making dinner just to have content to share. Despite the backlash, the Doherty Dozen is still going strong with over 6 million followers across social media platforms. And it doesn't seem like Alicia plans on changing anytime soon. This next family helped invent family vlogging, but that's exactly why so many people despise them. The Zakaya Duncans. The Zakaya Duncans were once called Europe's most successful family vlogging channel. They seem to have the perfect life with over 1.6 million subscribers and millions of dollars made from YouTube. But the things they did to stay on top didn't just bring them fame. They made them one of the most hated family influencers ever. Jonathan and Anna Zakaya Duncan started their YouTube channel in 2009, back when family vlogging wasn't even mainstream. Over the years, they had 4 kids, and every single one of them was born into the spotlight. From the moment their children entered the world, almost everything was filmed. Their first steps, their first words, their first birthday parties, even their doctor visits were all posted for millions to see. Over 12 years, they uploaded thousands of videos turning their everyday lives into entertainment for the internet. Millions watched, and though they enjoyed the content, they also complained. People were asking if the kids were old enough to agree to be filmed. At one point, Jonathan and Anna asked their children if they were okay with being in the videos. Their response wasn't positive.
Do you like being in the videos? You don't mind, do you?
Do you think it's okay that mommy and daddy make videos every day?
No.
Every second day?
No.
But even after hearing that, Jonathan and Anna kept putting the kids online. And then the videos got even more personal. One of their kids, Edie, seemed to want to transition from a boy to a girl. Obviously, that's a deeply personal thing. But instead of keeping it private, the Zakaya Duncans announced it on YouTube. Viewers assumed that would be the end of it, but it wasn't. The Zakaya Duncans turned Edie's transition into a whole series of videos.
Tell the truth now. Do you want to be a boy?
No.
How do you know?
Because it's boring stuff and most of the boys play football and stuff.
There were many saying Edie's parents were even convincing Edie that he was a girl. The backlash was massive, but over time, just as people were getting used to the transition videos, they noticed something else, something that made them angrier. The transition videos started feeling staged. Scenes seemed carefully planned, almost like they were designed to spark engagement and go viral.
The reason that this TikTok is interesting to me is because there are many other recent videos showing this child wearing jeans. So it was obviously orchestrated for the video.
People started questioning the family's true intentions. Slowly, the trust between them and their audience began to fade. But the transition videos were just one controversy on a long list. Viewers were uncomfortable with how the kids were dressed in certain videos. Others were furious that Jonathan and Anna used cold showers as punishment. Then there was the issue of fan mail. The Zakaya Jolies allowed their viewers, complete strangers, to send gifts and letters to their kids. Obviously, this came with serious risks. Then in 2022, Jonathan and Anna dropped the bombshell. They announced that they were deleting every single YouTube video they ever posted. More than 10 years worth of content, thousands of videos. It was headline news. But why? Jonathan and Anna said the internet was different now, and they no longer wanted their kids' lives to be put out there for everyone to see. Jonathan's exact words were, "I love my children more than I love my YouTube videos. I just want to give them an opportunity to curate their own life story on the internet." But it wasn't just about protecting the kids. Jonathan also admitted that years of vlogging has taken a serious toll on his mental health. But despite their dramatic announcement, the Zakaya Jolies YouTube channel still has videos. It's unclear whether they deleted everything or quietly re-uploaded some of their content. Whatever the case, the Zakaya Jolies are still very much on the internet. These next influencers are different because viewers couldn't decide whether to feel sorry for them or call them out. Dela Vlogs. When Dela Vlogs first started, it was a couples vlog. Dallin and Bella filmed their life, just a fun, goofy couple making videos together. That's why the channel's called Dela Vlogs, a mix of Dallin and Bella. Fans adored their picture-perfect love story. Eventually, they got married, but as their content shifted from couple vlogs to family vlogs, things started to change. That's when the problems began. After marriage, Dallin and Bella spent 5 years trying to have a baby, but it just wasn't happening. They opened up about their struggles in video after video, hoping to connect with others going through a similar situation. Eventually, they decided to adopt, but the way they went about it was very unusual.
Especially since they tried to get a baby from the internet. Mind you, they started their videos by saying, like, if you have a baby, and they went on a podcast, if you have a baby, we will adopt that baby.
Then something amazing happened. A pregnant woman who saw their vlogs reached out. She was expecting twins and offered to let Dallin and Bella adopt her babies. When they continued talking over text, the woman encouraged them to get the nursery ready with everything they would need for the arrival of the twins. It felt like a dream come true, but the story wouldn't end well. In May 2023, Dallin and Bella made a sad video. They revealed they were victims of an adoption scam. It turns out that the woman who promised them twins was never pregnant. She made up the entire story. Tearing up, Dallin and Bella explained what happened.
We started talking to this female, and the messages that she would send us and the texts that were going back and forth just seemed so perfect. We actually confirmed with other people near her, people that are close to her, people that she works with, that she is not pregnant.
And they weren't the only ones. Other families have also been tricked by the same woman. At first, people felt sorry for Dallin and Bella. Their comment section was filled with support and kind words. Their video about the scam racked up 3.7 million views. But then something shifted. Instead of moving on, Dallin and Bella kept making video after video about the scam, stretching the story into multiple videos. Each video got a ton of views. And soon people started to wonder, were they sharing their pain or dragging it out to get views and make money on YouTube?
Filmed all of this. Their videos were trending, millions of views. They got a ton of money from those videos. And in the end, they were just like, well, we just want to do this to share awareness.
Dallin and Bella made even more content about the scam.
Everybody wants to know is, are we pressing charges on our scammer? Do you want to answer it?
They even filmed a video about cleaning out the nursery they prepared for the twins. And with each new upload, the backlash grew louder.
being super clickbaity first about adoption, which you shouldn't do, which is disgusting, by the way.
Then, just when the adoption scam drama seemed to be dying down, Dallin and Bella shocked everyone with another announcement. In July 2023, they finally adopted a baby, but with the new baby came new troubles. The adoption seemed like good news, but not everyone was convinced. Some viewers questioned how they managed to adopt so quickly.
It's because they adopted a kid way faster than anybody else could, and they were being very secretive about how they did it.
Others went even further, accusing them of treating the baby like a prop for content. Today, Dallin and Bella still have millions of subscribers. Many still adore them, but to others, they're influencers who will do whatever it takes to stay in the spotlight. This next chapter is about a family that was once legendary in the world of family vlogging, but now it's all fallen apart. The Ace family. They've been called YouTube's fakest family, and it's not hard to see why. The Ace Family channel revolves around Austin McBroom, his wife Catherine, and their 3 kids, Elle, Aliyah, and Steele. They're called the Ace Family because of the first letters of their names, Austin, Catherine, and Elle.
If you are new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the family.
With over 18 million subscribers, their channel is packed with vlogs, pranks, and picture-perfect family moments. But although they are popular, the Ace Family has faced a ton of backlash for the content they create. For starters, some viewers hated how much the Ace Family flaunted their wealth. Almost every video felt like a commercial for how rich they were. They flaunted expensive gifts, designer clothes, and luxury vacations. And when that wasn't enough, they took out a high-interest loan to buy a $10 million mansion just to flex. It felt like they were telling their fans that happiness only comes from having a perfect materialistic life. But when people weren't calling them out for flaunting their wealth, they were accusing the Ace Family of deceiving viewers. On August 16th, 2018, the Ace Family uploaded a video claiming their home was robbed while they were away at Disneyland. Austin McBroom filmed the shattered windows and claimed some of his wife's designer handbags were missing. He even recorded the police arriving to inspect the scene. At first, viewers felt bad for them. Then a suspicious receipt surfaced online. It showed that the Ace Family paid a group of actor cops to film a video with them.
Also, this officer, who seems more than happy to be in this vlog, looks somewhat similar to Officer Auriel, a fake policeman you can hire from Cop Shop LA.
Viewers also pointed out that many electronics and luxury goods weren't stolen, which didn't make sense. Suddenly, people started asking, was the whole robbery staged? Of course, the Ace Family denied everything.
People made up a receipt that we paid actor cops.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, they literally made it up. They typed it out, made it up, and the fact that it was just typed up very professional, they thought it was real.
Eventually, the drama faded, but another problem was about to hit the Ace Family. This time, it was all about money. In June 2021, Austin was accused of being a scammer. He organized a YouTubers versus TikTokers boxing event. The winner was supposed to walk away with a $1 million prize. However, after the event, many participants complained that they were never paid. A few months later, the Ace Family got more bad news. In late 2021, news broke that they were being kicked out of their $10 million mansion. Despite acting like they were swimming in money, they failed to pay back the loan on their mansion. Eventually, the authorities took it away. Through all the financial scandals and bad press, the Ace Family still presented themselves as a tight-knit, picture-perfect family. But even that didn't last.
Austin and Catherine McBroom, the couple behind the wildly popular Ace Family YouTube channel, have broken up after nearly a decade together and 7 years of marriage.
The reason for the split wasn't clear, but Catherine explained in an Instagram post that she and Austin agreed to divorce due to irreconcilable differences. This next family has been accused of doing anything for clicks, even if it means using illness and tragedy. The Lebrandt Family. I know we've covered this family before, but they're definitely one of the most hated, so I gotta put it in. The Lebrandt fam is very popular with nearly 13 million subscribers and over 4.6 billion views. It makes them one of the internet's most watched family influencers. To put their success into perspective, their channel reportedly makes around $5.5 million in advertising revenue every year. The family consists of Cole and Savannah Lebrandt and their 5 kids. At first, they stayed away from drama, creating wholesome Christian content. But recently, the Lebrandts have been caught in multiple scandals, and every single one was because of something they did. One of the biggest complaints was how much the Lebrandts used inappropriate clickbait, basically tricking their audience into watching their videos. And I know as YouTubers, we want to create bright, interesting thumbnails to get a click, but they went overboard. Take 2018, for example. That year, wildfires were ripping through communities in California, forcing thousands of people to evacuate their homes. But the Lebrandts saw it as content. They made a video titled, "We left our house because of fires in California," with a thumbnail that made it seem like they were in big trouble. But when viewers actually watched the video, they realized the truth. The Lebrandts were in no real danger. They weren't required to evacuate, they simply chose to leave.
I'm just doing this just in case if we do have to evacuate or our home gets burned down, we have it. Our home's still here.
Meanwhile, actual families were losing everything. The Lebrandts were blasted by thousands using a real tragedy to get views. But somehow in 2021, they pulled the same stunt again, this time with something even more serious. In August of that year, the Lebrandts released a video titled, "She Got Diagnosed with Cancer." The thumbnail made it seem like one of their own children was unwell. Millions of fans who genuinely cared about the Lebrandt family clicked to watch. But after watching for a few minutes, they realized they were fooled. The video was actually about the Lebrandts visiting children with cancer. None of the Lebrandt kids were actually ill. People were furious. They tweeted angry comments like, "The Lebrandt family has been losing my respect for a while," but they really crossed the line with this one. How dare they use childhood cancer as clickbait and spend the first 10 minutes talking like one of their kids has cancer. This is disgusting. People even made more videos just to complain. Eventually, the Lebrandts changed the thumbnail to one that didn't mislead viewers. Fans assumed the Lebrandts learned their lesson, no more clickbait, just wholesome content. But the controversies never end. The Lebrandts' pattern of controversial, clickbaity content continued, this time at their child's expense.
Remember when they pranked their oldest child by saying that, you know, they basically have to like get rid of her dog? Remember that cruel quote joke that they wanted to play on her?
The most recent controversy was when they launched a new app called Bear Fruit. It's marketed as a community platform for Christian families.
It's that's it, like that's it too, and like there's a lot down here, and like we're also giving away $10,000 cash.
But just days after the launch, the Lebrandts were accused of stealing the idea from another family they used to work with. These scandals have cost them. Over time, they lost goodwill and a lot of subscribers.
In the past year, the Lebrandt Family channel has lost hundreds of thousands of subs.
The Lebrandts are still vlogging, and viewers are watching to see if they'll stay true to their family-friendly image or spark more controversy. The influencers we've covered so far are pretty controversial, but this next one is in a category of her own. Zakaya Duncan. Anyone who watched Zakaya Duncan's TikTok videos would have thought she was a loving mother. In early 2020, she posted happy videos of herself laughing and dancing with her kids. She even gave advice about the importance of family.
Family time is the best time, huh? Yes. Family time is the best time? You love your family? Love your family.
But in 2022, the world found out the truth. Zakaya wasn't a loving mom, she was a monster. Zakaya lived in Texas with her 7 kids, including 16-year-old twins, a boy and a girl. Zakaya's boyfriend, 27-year-old Jova Terrell, also lived with them. To outsiders, everything looked normal, but inside that house was a nightmare. One cold October night, the twins made a run for it.
No shoes, one not wearing a shirt. It was cold outside. They were desperate.
New surveillance video shows the twins going to a neighbor's home early yesterday morning, begging for help.
After several rejections, a neighbor finally let them inside. When the twins explained the situation, she was speechless. They claimed they were not fed properly, locked indoors, and sometimes handcuffed, just to name a few. They needed to escape. So one night, the boy hid the key to the handcuffs in his mouth. Then they waited. The moment their mother and her boyfriend fell asleep, they unlocked the cuffs and ran to the neighbors for help. After hearing this story, the neighbor called the police, but the cops got there too late.
Police soon got involved, and that's when the twins' mother and her boyfriend fled with their 5 other children, sparking that Amber Alert.
But Zakaya and her boyfriend couldn't run forever. Just a few hours later, police arrested them in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. All 7 children were placed in Child Protective Services. Zakaya Duncan tricked the internet into thinking she was a loving mother, but behind the TikToks and happy videos, she was the worst family influencer ever. My friends, it's unfortunate what's happening to some of these family family influencers. These stories show us that we live in a world where people are more interested in capturing the moment than living in it. And I encourage you guys to break the cycle. Visual venture. Wait, before you go, make sure you guys click here to watch YouTube's most disturbing family channels, because it's like part 1, I guess. Love you guys. Peace.